Hey everybody, it's Dennis here, Seahawk 10, and I'm going to start doing these informational videos. Strat-O-Matic football, these information videos for Strat-O-Matic football. Strat Football doesn't have the greatest step-by-step features built in. Some of them you just kind of have to know after doing it for a while. So today we're going to create a playoff league file for the IFL, 1973 IFL League. In the past, the commissioner has gone through a lot of hassle creating like basically another regular season file to use for the playoffs. But it's really easy to use a league file, and I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So I have a copy of the final regular season file here, so I'm going to restore that. So everybody should know how to do this. League, restore. Your commissioner will send you a copy of the final regular season file. If you're the commissioner, this is what you're doing yourself. So here it is, and this has basically the league and the standings. So in this league, the playoff teams were set, and it's here in an email. So it's Great White at Alexandria, Tombstone at High Plains. In the AFC, the NFC, it's Steubenville at Temecula, and Dallas at Rapid City. So the first thing you're going to do is go select league, and you're going to select form playoff league. And one thing that I always like to do is don't just hit OK here, because playoffs for 1973 IFL, if you do that for all the leagues, you'll have at the bottom of your screen all the playoff leagues together. So I always put the playoffs at the end. So 1973 IFL franchise playoffs. And then it's going to ask you which teams are in the playoffs. So we know it's Great White. You can just hold the control key down. Alexandria, High Plains, Tombstone, and I'm holding the control key down so you can select as many as you want. Steubenville, Temecula, Dallas, Rapid City. So Steubenville, Temecula, Rapid City, and Dallas. Click OK. And the great thing about using it as a playoff league, it keeps all of your league rules intact, and it will automatically turn on unlimited overtime. So this is the playoff league for the IFL franchise. So there's the teams. You don't do like you typically do, where you import a schedule or you generate a schedule. You don't need to do that. You don't know who's going to be playing in week 2. You don't know who's going to advance in the playoffs. So everything's handled manually. What you want to do is you want to pick the date on the calendar. So this is January 1974. We'll put all the playoff dates on January 6th, 1974. So I'm putting that there. I'm going to go to schedule, and I'm going to say add game. The first game is Great White at Alexandria as the away team, Alexandria for the home team, and you click OK. Then the next game is Tombstone at High Plains. You leave the date the same. Schedule. Tombstone at Alexandria. Oops, not Tombstone at Alexandria. High Plains. See, it protects you from adding a game. So Tombstone at High Plains. Game is schedule, add game at Temecula. Okay. The last game is Dallas at Rapid City. Dallas. Schedule, add games. Dallas at Rapid City. Okay. For playoff games. You can't play the week. You have to double click on each of them, and you say manual. And the reason why you have to do that is because if this was the Super Bowl, you'd want to make it so that it wasn't working. Now, every league will have its own rules. If you don't use home field advantage, then you don't have to worry about it, but you still have to do it like this in order to have the protection built in. So We're going to say play both team manually. Play this game at a neutral site with no home field advantage. You're going to say no. Double click Tombstone and High Plains. Select manual. Manually. Play this game at a neutral site with no home field advantage? No. If it was the Super Bowl, then you'd click that. Play both teams manually. Play this game at a neutral site with no field advantage? No. And then the last game. Dallas at Rapid City, manual. Play both teams manually, and no. So now all the pre-files are sitting in your directory, in your send directory. So you're going to navigate over there. You're going to go to send. Now this is for an email league. For your standalone leagues, you don't even have to do any of this stuff to just work. So okay, it would help if I went to the right version. So you're going to okay, we're going to the send directory. So there's the pre-files for week 1. You select them all, right click. I always say send to compressed, and you can call this one IFL playoffs. This is 1973 IFL playoffs week 1 pre-files. You can send that out in your email, post it on your website, and then everybody will have their pre-files ready to go. League, backup league, franchise, IFL league playoffs. Now, what I was telling you about, now let me show you something, because some of the commissioners I was in didn't change the name. So let's go to version. You got a league manager. The reason why I put the playoffs at the end, so you want to say league open, and you have all the leagues sorted by year. This is great. There's my 1973 league. Go all the way to the bottom. Look at all these leagues. See, you have here 1976 playoffs. Next to the regular season file, the 85 summer sprint league is next to the playoffs. But look over here. Playoffs for 1979 DFL. Playoffs for Frozen Tundra 2016. If you don't change the names, you'd have all your playoff leagues down at the bottom. Now, maybe you want that. I don't like that. I like them sorted by the year, so it's easier to find. So that's my video. It's really simple. That's how you make a playoff league. And I hope you enjoyed it. Tim, that was for you. Hopefully that makes your job easier. I know it's tough being a commish. I appreciate all the work you do. And for all the commissioners out there, keep on keeping on. Thank you for encouraging Strat online league play, because it's the best thing ever. All right, guys, talk to you later. Out.